what I've seen in the market is pretty cool technology. I think the one that I saw at Camden that we were installing was it was a product called Chirp. I think it was purchased by RealPage, but it allows the residents access to be able to put PIN codes in. They can use PIN codes. There's a key, backup key, so you got that redundancy in case the lock dies, right? Because they're probably not going to change the batteries out when the little red light comes up. And then and I've seen it where it also kind of ties into the gates. It kind of renders those old gate door king systems useless, and it actually allows it allows the residents the ability to like open gates when their company comes over. So it's pretty neat. I think the technology is changing and it's growing, and there's a big opportunity for property management companies too.
Well, one of the big challenges, we're starting to go over to some electronic key systems on apartments. I think one of the big challenges that we're going to experience is the master key ability. So, one of the big challenges that we've tried to get away from as an organization is making sure we don't have master keys for units because keys can get lost. And there's a variety of different things that can happen with master keys. With an electronic lock, they are, hack proof, but if the wrong person still has, universal access or somebody doesn't click the right button, you've basically just have a master key that anybody can get into any area of your building. I'm not even talking about hacking. I'm talking about that disgruntled maintenance tech that leaves and somebody forgets to disable them from the system. Because those things aren't tying in to RealPage, right? That's a manual entry. I'm sure we've all seen it when people have left and we've logged into like a handy track system or something, and there's somebody's badge is still in the system weeks, months, even in some cases years later. Imagine that with electronic. You have a bad actor that wants to come back 6 months later. He swipes his phone on a door, and all of a sudden he has access.
Yeah, so we, over the past couple of years, have been integrating smart technology with locks and leak detectors. We use SmartRent. We've had building accesses that are Salto and Butterfly. Those have not really changed. They also integrate with SmartRent in a certain type of way. One benefit I think is the keys and the access. And to Chris's point, even if somebody does get fired or whatever, at least it is their unique access that you are recognizing that they're trying to get back in. So then it becomes a legal thing more than anything else. So, but a little easier to track that way. We haven't had that experience, but with it's an interesting system. I would say there's pluses, minus, time saving, not using keys, permission control from work orders that create access codes. So you can't use your access code in every unit until the work order is created, whether that be emergency or not.
I am a huge fan of access control systems. I'm a big fan. There are a couple of negatives that I can speak on, but just to the hard keys, one of the biggest things, especially in affordable, right? We build properties using the tax credit, Section 42, the tax credit program. So there's income limits. There's a minimum income and a maximum income, and it's important to follow the law. I mean, it's the federal law. But a lot of times you'll see, our average resident at Dominium is a 35-year-old woman with 2 kids. Okay. She moves in. It's just me and my 2 kids, we're here to, build a future, and moving day, boyfriend's got the boxes. Right. And when it's with keys are issued to whoever is of key holding age in the apartment. So if she's got a teenager in her, we give you 2 keys. It's really easy for you to just make a key, and now boyfriend or extra occupants can live there. With access control, the key is just going to the person. So it's much more difficult to have extra occupants with access control.
what are the potential downfalls to having this level of technology? Failed systems, batteries, et cetera. I just think it places more of an onus of responsibility on the facilities team to really spend more time focusing on the operational features of the equipment versus what we're typically doing as facilities leaders.